ओम विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशधारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे यं प्रव्रजन्तम् अनुपेतमपेतकृत्यं द्वैपायनो विरहकातर आहुजाव पुत्रेति तन्मयतया तरवोऽभिनेदुः तं सर्वभूतं हृदिमुनुमानतोऽस्मि यस्वानुभावम् अखिलश्रुतिसारमेकम् अध्यात्मदीपम् अतिथितिशतां तमोन्दं संसारिणां करुणयाः पुराणगुह्यं तं व्यासूनम् उपयामि गुरुमुनीनां मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरो दीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीकृष्णचैतन्यमीश्वरम् हरि ओम श्री प्रभुपाद की जय. So very nice. So I warmly welcome all of you for this wonderful online session on the glories of Kartik month. So the Kartik starts from today for all the North Indians and South Indians who follow basically Purnima to Purnima. In South India, they follow Amavasya to Amavasya. So here Purnima to Purnima is a Kartika for us, whereas in South Indians, few of them, it is a Chandramana Pusi Chandramana. It is there. It is from the Diwali to the next the following 30 days. It's a Kartika. Nevertheless, so this is a Kartika month. So let's all join together with our open hearts, open minds, so that we bind ourselves with the rope of Krishna's pastimes in this wonderful auspicious Kartik month. So we'll be having on probably as mentioned before, on every Tuesday evening we'll be having, since today is the Kartik starting from the 7th. So we'll discuss few of the important aspects of the this masa's prominence and its importance, and what are the followings has to be done. And as when we go forward, we'll also discuss about the Damodarashtaka Leela pastime also. So this month in the Vedic calendar, this Kartika month, Sharad Rutu Ashwayuja Masa. So we call Sharad Rutu Ashwayuja Masa. So Kartik is very blessed month of the year because it is decorated with so many festivals. There is a festivity almost every day of this month, beginning from there's a Bahulashtami for especially Gaudiya Vaishnavas. That is the holiest day where the holiest place in the world, that is Radha Kunda's appearance happened. So it's Radha Kunda's appearance day. And then next in the list is the most celebrated festival of the year, the festival of lights, what we call Diwali. The day when this whole Damodar Leela happened, where Krishna was bound by Mother Yashoda the same day. It was in the Diwali day. And also we also know that there's Lord Ramachandra also re-entered Ayodhya on Diwali day. So following which there is one more glorious festival which we have, that is Govardhan Leela, where Krishna lifted Govardhan, carrying that Govardhan for 7 days and 7 nights. So that wonderful pastime is there that will be celebrating also in this month. And also we have glorious disappearance day of Srila Prabhupada. Our loving spiritual master Srila Prabhupada's disappearance day also comes in the same month. And also we know that there is a Bhai Dooj, especially in the North India, they do this. In the South India, they call it a Bratra Dvitiya. Basically, it is, we are there celebrating the brotherhood and sisterhood. So it is a day when the Yama met his sister, Yamuna. So that is there. And also it is a day in the same month also, they where all the devatas wake up. They see our 6 months is one day for them, and our other 6 months is their night for them. So in that sense, the Uttana Ekadashi. So what is Uttana Ekadashi, Uttana Dwadashi, it comes. It is what Uttana Ekadashi, they wake up. That's what is Badri, Kedar, and those places will be locked. So then the Devatas will come and they worship. They take over the worship. That's what they say. So this Uttana Ekadashi and this Uttana Dwadashi is what Tulsi Maharani's appearance day. And also we do this Tulsi Saligram Vivaha, where we put with Tulsi plant, we put this Amla, the tree, and we do the Tulsi Vivaham, Tulsi Saligram Vivaham. And also this month is such a wonderful, there is a Bhishma Panchaka, there's 5 last days of this Chaturmasya. And at the last, it is Rasa Purnima. So from the Sharad Purnima to Rasa Purnima is this whole, the festival is all about is a Damodara Mass or a Kartika Mass, which we say. So probably this is the only festival for the Vaishnava tradition that is celebrated for the entire month. Because which commemorates this Damodara, because because if you just take any festival in the pastime of the Lord or incarnation of the Lord, appearance and disappearance of the devotees and things like that, so it is celebrated in one day in a year. That's all. But this is a pastime of the Lord, it's celebrated for a whole entire month. So imagine how important it is, isn't it? For the especially for the Gaudiya Vaishnavas, for Vaishnavas. So why at all this month is called as a Damodara? We have to understand why it's called as a Damodara. So basically, we have to understand there are 12 prominent names of Lord Vishnu, basically 24 names of Lord Vishnu. But our Shastras mention that among these 12 names, which signifies the different months and naming the different months of the year with the same names. So just like when we call this January, February, March, April, May, June, so it's a different calendar, right? There's a different names altogether. This January, February is all has come from the Latin and Greek, and they also have some story behind why it is called as January, why it is called as February. So they also have different stories behind that. So as a traditional devotees, we should call this month as, actually these months are there. Even if you take in Almanac, in the Panchanga, so it will say this, the month of Jan is called as Keshava, Narana, Madhava, Govinda, Vishnu, Madhusudana, Damo, Trivikrama, Vamana, Sridhara, Shikesha, Damodara, Padmanabha, Damodara. So these are the different names. So this month name is Damodara. So in this way, there's a 12 different forms of the Supreme Lord based upon the different the Lord Vishnu, what is holding in his hand. So just like when you go to our temple, there is a Srinivasa temple and Narasimha temple. And in the main Gopura, which is the Garbhagudi, on the Garbhagudi, there is a Gopura. If you just carefully notice there is a four Vishnu small deities made there, carved there on the Gopura. So if you carefully, if you notice, they each one is different, even though they look four-handed. But you can see Shankha Chakra is right hand and left hand. In other deity is in the different left hand and right hand. On Gada Padma, maybe in one left hand, left hand, and there in the left hand and right hand. So it's all interchanged. So depending on which hand he holds what, depending on that cyclic order, so that the different deities names are there. Basically, there are 24 forms of the Lord Vishnu. So in this 12 months of the year, which means every month when we hear which month is this, then we should say that this is Padmanabha Masa. We should say this is a Damodara Masa. This is a Shikesha Masa. We should say Sridhara Masa, Vamana Masa, like that. So we have to bring it to practice. This is what Shastra also says. This is the main mood of the devotees also. Sam Siddhim Haritoshanam. Especially to be always engaged in remembering the name of the Lord. So we have to understand, and why this name of this month is also called as Kartika Masa. We have to understand. So in Hari Bhakti Vilasa, Sanatana Goswami mentions few verses, beautiful verses. Those verses I just read to you. That is, it says beautifully, Tata Priyatama Vishnu Radhika Gopika Sucha Kartiki Pujaniya Cha Sri Damodara Sannidho. So it is saying that of all the gopis, Radhika is the dearmost of all the dearmost of Krishna. And in the month of Kartika, and one should worship Srimati Radharani along with Krishna. What is a Kartike Pujaniya Cha Sri Damodara Sannidho. So it is saying Radha along with Damodara is what we have to worship along with the Radharani. So that's what Hari Bhakti Vilasa says. There is one more verse. It says, कार्तिका कलुवै मासं सर्वं मासेषु च उत्तमं पुण्यानां परमं पुण्यं पावनानां च पावनम. So this month of Kartika is considered the topmost of all the months and is most pious. Punyanam paramam punyam pavananam cha pavanam. So it is most purifying and is most auspicious of all months. And the two more verses are there. Just wanted to make you know. So it is saying one more verse. Na kartika samo maso na kritena samam yugam na veda sandrusham na tirtha gangayam samam kartikaha. So maso vaishnavanam priya sada kartikam sakam yastu bhaktya sevate vaishnavaha. So it beautifully is saying that so there is no other yuga like Satya Yuga. We all know this. And they're saying there's no other scriptures equal to the Vedas. We also know this. And there's no other holy place equal to Ganga. And there's no other month equal to Kartika. And for all the Vaishnavas, this Kartika month is very dear. It is what is saying. So this month is such a wonderful month. And one more verse. It says, द्वादशो अपि मासेषु कार्तिकाः कृष्णवल्लभाः तस्मिन् सम्पूजितो विष्णु अल्पकैरप्य उपानैः. So it is saying that of all the 12 months, tasmin, what is that? Dwadasho api maseshu. Masya means months. Among all 12 months of the year, Kartikaha Krishna Vallabhaha. Kartika is very dearmost to Lord Krishna. Krishna Vallabhaha. Tasyam Sampujito Vishnu. So anyone who offers little worship to Lord Vishnu in this month, what is it? Alpakair Apya Dadati Vaishnavanam Lokam. So Dadati Vaishnavanam Lokam. Krishna is saying that he will get the residence of his own, anyone who worships on this day. So, in this context, Srila Jiva Goswami in Bhakti Sandarbha. So, there's a wonderful literature given by Jiva Goswami called as Bhakti Sandarbha. There, he mentions one story from the Vishnu Purana. It's a very wonderful narration by Jiva Goswami. He explains that what is the impact of worshipping Lord Vishnu in this month, Kartika Masa. Because those who are listening this session, all of you are devotees of Krishna, you like Krishna, that's what you want to know about this Kartika Masa. But what I'm trying to impress you here and to bring an impact to you here is that you should bring your neighbors, your colleagues, your friends, your relatives, everyone also into this, to do some service, to do some worship of Lord Vishnu in this month. And it's very beneficial for them, materially and spiritually. So here, Jiva Goswami mentions this story in Bhakti Sandarbha that we all know this story, but we have to know that it is from the Bhakti Sandarbha. It is Jiva Goswami. He quotes from the Vishnu Purana. This same story is there in Skanda Purana also. So what is that story? The story goes like this. There was one king called Chitraratha, and he was the king of Vidarbha. And he was blessed. He had almost had 120 sons and only one daughter. So he had 120 sons and only one daughter. And the daughter name was Lalitika, something like that. Lalitika. So that daughter, so he was so much, he was loving that daughter. So he gave had married to one beautiful son of king of Kashi. Okay, so that king of Kashi already had some 300 wives. So, but still, this Lalitika was very much beloved to him because she was very soft in nature, very humble, and she was very great devotee of Lord Vishnu, and very things like this. She was very brilliant also. And because of her internal devotion to Lord Vishnu, and this king of Kashi and her husband was very much loving her. And what she used to do, and right from the beginning of this Ashwaya Masa, that is the September and October, that from this today like that. So till the Kartika, end of the Kartika Masa, October, November. So what she used to do this Kartika Masa, she used to she used to take this vow of lighting the lamps in the temple of Vishnu. And she used to light every day. She used to bring the diyas, the put the battis, put the oil, light herself. She herself, even though she was a queen, and she was to light every lamp by herself. Probably every day she used to lamp, every day she used to light some thousands of lamps around the temple, in and around, because those times temple was to be very huge. So she used to lie. And every day she used to do. And out of the inquisitiveness, all the other co-wives, so they wanted to know why she was doing this. And that, she's taking so painstakingly, she's doing it every day, the whole while, whole month. So out of curiosity, so they wanted to ask. So then they asked her, and she said that, okay, you want to know the reason behind my lighting this lamp in this temple? Okay, I will tell you. So this is an expression of my gratitude to Lord Vishnu, because he has given me in such an abundance. I have received in such an abundance, even though I'm not qualified. As a sense of gratitude, I'm offering him this lamp to the Lord Vishnu. And then all the co-wives, they're asking, what is that you have got in abundance that you did not have? You got it because already she was a daughter, only daughter of Vidarbha, the king of Vidarbha, Chitratha, and everything was in opulence. And now again she got married to this king of Kashi, and everything is in opulence. What was that she was lacking, and now she got in abundance as a sense of as a token of gratitude that she wants to offer it to Lord Vishnu. So they all were inquisitive. So again she said, yes, please listen, that anyone who lights the lamp during the Kartika Masa, their life will be amazing. She will tell, why? Because I was a mouse in my previous life. So now you got to know the story, right? So she says that I was a mouse in my previous life. So I was there was one auspicious river in the South India on the banks. That river name was Uma Devi. The river name was Uma Devi, and in the country of Madhra Desha, like there is Chola, Panchala, Magadha, Malava, Panchala, Simha. So different Panchala, Magadha, Malava. So different. This was Madhra Desha. So in the place called as Madhra Desha, there was a place called as Narsimha. The place name itself is called Narsimha. And in that Madhra Desha, the place called as Narsimha. In that Narsimha, there was a river called as Uma Devi. And in that Uma Devi, there was one that is a pastime. What is a pastime? That Narsimha Dev, after killing Hiranyakashipu, he came there and he washed his hands there. That's what they say. So there was a king. Long back, there was a king of Savira. So his name was Savira, the king of Savira. And he had built a beautiful temple of Lord Vishnu on the banks of this Uma Devi. So on the banks of river Uma Devi. And this Lalitika was the mouse in her previous life. And she used to be around this temple always. And once it so happened, since it was an ancient temple, and there was a priest who did all of his puja and everything. And after that, the priest left. He locked the temple in the night, and he left. So it was on the Ekadasi evening, and also during the Kartika Masa, and it so happened this the mouse, the Lalitika in her previous life was a mouse. She was very hungry on that day. She was so hungry. So what she did, she saw that there was a beautiful lamp lit in the altar, and that lamp was with the that that cotton batti, and there was a lot of ghee there. So Lord Vishnu, she was about what happened. So she went above the Lord Vishnu's body and on the murti, and it jumped into the lamp, and she was just biting. She was showing desperate hunger. So she found that the cotton wick, which was dipped in the ghee, as a perfect way to munch, so that she can suffice her hunger. So it so happened, what happened? So there was immediately the fire which was there, immediately started becoming more and more a blazing fire. It became more and more. And at the same time, it so happened, she was so much hungry and she did not know what to do. And as she was enjoying the wick, immediately a cat appeared. Out of nowhere, a cat appeared. And immediately the cat pounced upon this the rat, and just to save herself, what to do? First you have to save, but and also she was so hungry, so that what the batti was there in her mouth, which at one end there was a fire, and she on the other end she was just holding that batti, and she also was hungry. So Shimali, she started running, got on the lamp and started running around the Vishnu deity, round, round, round with the Deepa. So Deepa lamp is also there. And because of swiftly she was running, because cat was also chasing behind. So it so happened, because of that blazing fire, her body got caught with the blazing fire, and the flame became bigger and bigger, and as immediately the whole body was caught up with the fire, and then the whole body was burned to ashes. She died in front of the Lord in the altar. Unfortunately, the whole body was charged, and that's what she says. And my whole body was charged in front of Lord Vishnu, and Vishnu accepted my foolishness as a devotion, and he gave me an opportunity to continue my little devotion in this life. So by giving a birth as a queen, as a daughter of this the king. And just imagine, so she says that if a power of one lamp during the Kartika Masa can give me the human birth, what would be the fortune if we practice pure devotional service? That we can, what would be the power of the offering those lamps while chanting Damodar Ashtaka prayers in the mood and all those things. So please understand that in the same Hari Bhakti Vilasa, Bhakti Sandarbha, Jiva Goswami also further he mentions about the Kartika Mahatmya, how great it is that anyone who lights a lamp in the front of Lord Vishnu, does an arti, and millions of his sinful activities will be completely burned, eradicated with no point of at any point of time. So just please see a lot of such things are there in our scriptures, but what we have to understand here, this benefits maybe materially things. But what we are saying is a simply source is all this pastimes are a source of an inspiration to trigger our spiritually lazy minds. We are all so lazy in ourselves. So we have to, so it is triggering ourselves to or inspiring us, so to take up the spiritual path or devotional process, so that we can strengthen our bond with Lord Vishnu. That is more important in our life. So why it is called as a Kartika? There's further Kartika Masa. Why it is said? It is said there's Radharani's mother name is Kritika. Kirtida, sorry, Kirtida. So generally in a Sanskrit, if you want to call Gopi, you can't don't Gopi, you will be Gopika. Is it? Just like a Radhika. So similarly like that, so the mother of, that's what our acharyas say, that the since the Radha's one more name is Kartika, because Kirti, so Kirtika, the son of Kirtika, because if you want to mention something, oh, that Kirtika, because it is a kind of respect also. Kirtida, they can't say Kirtida like that. So there's a Kirtika. So the daughter of Kirtika was Kartika. Like just like what is that? Kaunteya. Kunti is called Kaunteya, isn't it? So similarly, one of the names of Radhika, Radharani, Sureshwari, Vrajeshwari, that wonderful Radha Kripa Kataksha Stotra is there. So there it also is mentioned that she is called as a Kartika. So because Mother Radharani, so the best month of the year is a Kartika. This is the month. So that's what is called the Kartika Masa. That's what I used to say. So we have to understand, as a devotee, we all should aim to connect ourselves, bond with the Lord very seriously, sincerely, and we all should be alive for only one thing in our life, and we all should be aspiring only one thing in our life. That's what Prabhupada times, many times he says, Aradhyo Bhagava Rujesha Tanaya Tadhama Vrindavanam Ramya Kajit Upasana Vrajavadu Vargena Kalpita. So wonderful that many times Prabhupada mentions this quote, this verse, that let there be one person. So we should be attracted to Sri Radha Krishnandra. Let there be one, the place, a tract of land. We attracted to that. So Vrindavan. And then let there be one thought in our life, the one aspiration in our life. That is what, just like the lotus feet of all the gopis. How the the gopis all wanted to serve Krishna in Vrindavan. So just like we also, we coming to ISKCON, after that only we got to know about Vrindavan, and now we got attracted. Even though many devotees are there in India or in abroad, yeah, many of these people who are we are born and brought up with Western culture, with our modern education. What is our best place of going? Oh, London, America, New York, Manhattan. Is it Australia, Sydney? Dubai. So, but the devotees who are staying anywhere across those places also, they will think, when we will go to Vrindavan, when we'll stay in Vrindavan, when we'll see those places, even though they were seen the same building, same place, same thing, everything. But still, that deep attraction, always, once they connected to Krishna like this, all the things connected to Krishna also, because we're attracted to them. Is it, isn't it? So similarly, this is very much important to understand. Sri Radha Krishna are the only worshipable Lord in our lives. We should have that intense desire. Jivane nidane nityam Radha Krishna gatir mama. Isn't it? So only this Radha Krishna are so, that is the first thing which we have to establish in our life. The Sambandha, Abhideya, Prayojana. Tattva, these are three important tattvas in the Gaudiya Siddhanta. First is Sambandha. Very deeply we have to establish that I belong to no one else except Radha Krishna. That should be the mood. I belong to no one. I belong to no one except to Radha Krishna. So that sambandha should be very deeply established in ourselves. It should be imprinted in our heart. And when we don't, when we do with sincerity and seriousness, then we have to nourish that imprint, which is called as a bhakti yoga. We have to nourish that. So first and foremost, we have to have this understanding. You have to have sambandha with the Lord. We have to establish, oh, some more deities are there, Radha Krishna are there. They are God. They are God. Krishna is saying, "I'm God. I will accept. No, I will just go and worship." You have to feelingly. You should get connected to as a relate. Just like, you may have a son, and he may grow up, and he is in a marriage age, and you may see so many girls for him as his wife, but only the one girl which is related to will get married to your son, and you call then you get relationship with her as a daughter-in-law, and you also have love and affection, devotion, things like that. Nowadays story is different, but what I'm saying is they immediately get connected, not with any other woman, only because it is, you get connected to that, then you feel for that. To give an example, unless and when you sit in a car, when you fix your destination and address, then you would drive towards that destination. Otherwise, simply driving, there are 24 hours around the city. And if someone asks, where are you going? We're simply running like that. So then you will answer, I'm just depending on where the road takes me. The road is there, the road is taking me, I'm just going there. It's not the intelligent answer. It is a foolish way of answering, isn't it? So when we decide where we want to go, then we drive according to that direction, isn't it? So that is the GPS is all about. To destination, where what destination is there, where we want to go. The first our destination has to be assigned, is to be fixed. Then the what is of destination is Ramya Kajitupasana Vraduvadu Rajavadu Vargena Kalpahitaha. So Radha Krishna Gatir Mama. Jivane Marani Nityam Radha Krishna Gatir Mama. I don't have any other Gati. Radha Krishna's lotus feet is only Gati for me. So when you should fix your destination in this way, then automatically you can drive according to that direction, isn't it? So this is very much important. Sambandha, we have to establish our sambandha, our relationship with Krishna in this way. So today is the first day of Kartika. So we're all waiting every month, isn't it? We are every month, we are all waiting year on year when this is Kartika Masa will come, when we will sing this Namami Shwaram Sachidananda Rupam, when we will sing this Damodarashtaka. And for 30 days in a month, we all do this. And at the end of Kartika Masa, we feel so sad because we may miss this offering the lambs. We miss the offering of worship of Yashoda, the Damodar, and we miss the singing of Damodar Ashtaka. And isn't it? We all feel this, isn't it? So one of the ways our acharyas also say that in this, we all know this 21-day routine. If you do something 21 day, then it becomes a habit. So habit forming is, even the science says, is for 21 days, if you do something, it become a habit forming. So when we do for 30 days, every day, this all this Kartika, remembering the Damodara Leela, chanting this, offering lamp, getting early in the morning, reading scriptures, and being truthful to yourself by good behavior, good etiquettes, follow all those things for just 1 month, and it will be part of your life, whole life. So Damodar is, so we have to understand this Damodar Leela is such a wonderful pastime in all of the pastimes, the sweetest pastime in all of the pastimes. So there are wonderful lessons from this pastime that we can get to know for an aspiring devotees to grow in their spiritual life. There are a lot of learnings and lessons from just this one story. Just this one story. Because every pastime of Krishna has three layers. One layer is outwardly, you can see, outwardly it is very a wonderful, mesmerizing storyline. Everyone loves. We know the story. Oh, beautiful, like this. And but there is a middle layer of also. What is the middle layer of pastime? Is full of significance, the full of learnings, full of teachings. At every step, we have to analyze why this happened. And the third, the innermost, the layer is practical. How we can apply those learnings in our life. Practical devotional service. Practically, we can apply in our life. So these are the three the phases of Krishna's pastime that we have to know, and this we can know only through the pure devotees like Srila Prabhupada, who can decipher all those wonderful pastimes bit by bit, so that we can. That's what Prabhupada simply would have given translation. Why he took all the hardships to write the purport, so that we can get the mood. We carry that mood. So this is very much important. That Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami also in Chaitanya Charitamrita, he very much mentions that without the potency of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, without the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we can't really get into things. We can't understand things. So there is a wonderful verse I just wanted to read to you that is there in the Adi Leela 14.1. It is said, Kataschana smrute yasmin dushkaram sukaram bhavet vismrute vipritam syat Shri Chaitanyam namamitam. It is saying things that are very difficult to do becomes easy to do if one somehow or other simply remembers Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But if he does not remember him, even easy things becomes very difficult. To this Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu I offer my obeisances. So that's what he is saying. Things which is very difficult to do will become very easy to do if you remember Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But things very easy to do will become very difficult if you don't remember Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So it's very much important that in all these pastimes, we have to always have the mood of what our acharyas want us to have. Uh, so when you start remembering these pastimes along with what our acharyas, our devotees are trying to say, That is very much important, that things which is impossible to do also becomes possible. So keeping this in mind, we have to understand this whole the Leela of this Damodara, especially in Vrindavan. If you go to Vrindavan, no one wants to say Krishna as supreme godhead. Everyone loves Krishna. Even they love Krishna so much that they don't want to accept the Lord as supreme godhead, supreme personality of Godhead with awe and reverence. So it so happened, even in Krishna's pastime, it's such a wonderful thing that there's a primary relationship that everyone has with the Krishna is what, as a fatherhood, as the parenthood, as a friendship, as Vatsalya Bhava, Sakya Bhava, Madhurya Bhava, different relationship which they develop. So once it so happened, Krishna was they were all playing with the in the forest with his friends. So one of the best game they used to like is wrestling. So in Brahmanda Ghat and all you can see this. So it's a wrestling. So when they divided the two parties in the Krishna, so one side Krishna's party, another side Sridama's party. So in the time came when the Sridama has to wrestle with the Krishna. So time came that Shiva Siddhama has to wrestle with Krishna, and it so happened Krishna is that time he is explaining to get some advantage over his opponent. So he wanted to create some fear factor in Sridhama. So he is saying, Sridhama, do you know whom I? Then Sridhama is saying, he smiled and said, that I know in the whole universe no one know better than me who you are. I know you better than anyone knows in this world. So Krishna ignores him and he further says, hey, what is this? You don't know I am the supreme personality of Godhead. I am the Devatam Parapurusha. Then all the friends who are around there, around Krishna, they all started giggling, they're laughing, and they're saying Krishna thought it is a high time for them to teach a lesson or give that tangible to validate his point. So he said that, don't you know that age of just 3 months, then I killed Putana, then Trinavarta, Shakatasura, Aghasura, so many things. Don't you don't know? Then the whole Vrindavan witnessed this. Then I lifted Govardhan Hill also. Everyone knows this. 7 days, 7 nights. You don't know this? I am the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So again, everyone, all his friends, fell on the ground and started laughing loudly. So then Sridhama, he spoke in mocking Krishna. So he is saying that, oh Lord, Supreme Lord, in a sarcasm, he is saying, oh Supreme Lord, let me clear your misconception. So Sridhama is saying, I will clear your misconception. What exactly happened? So actually, when Putana kidnapped you, and it was because of the mothers, Yashoda, who had done lot of puja, worshipping lot of brahmanas, and during your Namakarana also, she invoked Krishna Kavacha mantras on your body, all the Kavacha mantras on your body. And because of that, you are saved. Because of collective powers of great Brahmanas, that you are saved, not because you killed Putana. So then what happened to Aghasura? I killed Aghasura also. Then they all said, wow, let me tell you, wait. So this Aghasura, first we went inside the Aghasura's mouth and already we had started the work of tearing him up from inside. And you came at the last and you are taking the name. Then he is saying, okay, finally, I've taken Govardhan Hill also. We have lifted Govardhan Hill for 7 days, 7 nights. Don't you believe that I am Supreme God? Then he is saying, all the Gopalas are saying, don't you know that you yourself had told Nanda Maharaj, don't worship Indra, worship Govardhana. Because worship of Govardhana, Govardhana became very pleased. That whole hill became very pleased and he became so light. He was floating in the air. And you simply put your hands below that and you are claiming that you are lifting that. So Krishna was totally dumbstruck by hearing the Shridhama's counter claims. So trying to prove Krishna is false. So though you have to understand here, though externally Krishna was disturbed externally, but internally was so joyful. And this was exactly what he wanted to experience in Vrindavan. Love is an untinged love, unmotivated love. Without untinged love means untinged with the awe and reverence, any element of awe and reverence. So because the whole universe has a complete knowledge that who is the God. Akara ukara makara iti tane kada tate kada samavatatte domiti. Uh, Brahmasya Rudrasya Vishnu, who has come from Vishnu Pura, what is that? Narayana Upanishad. Very much explains it. So please, we have to understand this. The what Lord wants is only love from his devotees. So the purpose of Krishna's appearance in this material world is to reduce the burden of the world, isn't it? Remove all the demonic elements of this world. And so what Krishna is, he when this Mother Earth, along with the Brahma, they all went to the Kshirasagara and they started worshipping Lord Vishnu. That the earth has become burdened by these demonic kings and big demonic elements. So then Krishna, then he assured them, all of you demigods, take birth in the Yadu Vamsha. I will come and take birth there. So almost 5 years had passed, almost 5 years and passed, and Krishna is just thinking about, is meditating that the purpose of my advent is to reduce the burden of this earth, and I've still not started now and not done anything close, not done anything to reduce the burden of this earth. So let me start begin with this. So what is the purpose? Then he what he did, we all know this wonderful pastime. Acharyas give this explanation. So they what he did, Krishna took the, this is prior to Damodar Lila. So Krishna took the mud and he started eating the mud. He was when he was just 5 years old. So he put the handful of the mud and he started eating up. And he was happy. Now he's thinking that now I have begun my task to reduce the burden of this earth. At least now I've started this. At least one morsel have, but see the mood of Acharyas, how they're explaining this. So then, one more important thing was, for any child, the greatest pleasure for the child is to get the mother's attention, isn't it? Somehow, the mother wants him to always carry, always look at him, always appreciate him, always attend to him, all his needs. That's what every child wants. Gets the pleasure by getting his mother's attention. So Krishna also did the same thing. So he wants his mother attention now. So Krishna was, the mother was busy with her own old activities. So then, what he did, he this is wonderful activity of eating this mud. And then we all know this, all the Krishnas, all friends went, and especially Balram and all those things, the boys went and complained, the Yashoda, that Krishna has eaten the mud. And just imagine what would happen to this Yashoda. Oh, he has eaten the mud. What will happen to him? It will go all the worms and all the dirt, dust, stones. If it go into stomach, what will happen to him? So immediately what she did, that the Krishna went and she caught hold of a Krishna and she said, open your mouth. And when he saw her mouth, saw his mouth inside, she was dumbstruck with awe and reverence. Instead of love, where Krishna was there, she wanted to chastise Krishna, holding Krishna and beat Krishna. And think what are doing is eating the mud. But rather than the other hand, contrary what she saw the whole Brahmanda, whole universe, this earth and Vrindavan, the whole home, and herself in this on this mouth. So instead of love, she developed that awe and reverence for him. Oh, this is something different. This is a great person. And actually, Krishna the thought that I will get the attention of mother, but here it backfired his plan. Instead of getting love from Krishna, love from Yashoda, and this completely become ulta. It backfired his plan. And she became like dumbstruck. What is this? He is a supreme Brahman, Akhilanda Kodi Brahmanda Nayaka. So immediately what happened? He withdrew his vision from this universal form from his inside his mouth, and he then immediately he showed up the mud in his mouth. And so she was completely was still dumbstruck. She was unable to come out of that, and she was completely was worrying. What is this happening? So in order to completely, Krishna wanted to redo the effect of his mother's the on reverence mood. So that's why Krishna enacted the next Leela was the Damodar Leela, where Yashoda is carrying the the stick and running behind. Yeah, this is my son. It's not like that's like Sridama is saying, because we did the puja to Govardhana. Govardhana was flying in air. He became very light. And that's why he lifted. So, in this memorable pastime, Damodara Leela pastime, Yashoda got a chance to tie Krishna with the ropes. So he wanted to convince her in a logical way that don't worry, you can tie me up also with the ropes. Well, who can't be tied? Only God can't be tied. No, but you can tie me. I'm your own son. So Krishna wanted that Leela from this thing. So please understand Yashoda's name, Yashoda himself. Yashoda means one who brings yashas to Krishna, fame to Krishna. That's Yashoda. Name itself is one who brings yashas to Krishna. And Krishna, in turn, he wanted to bring fame to her. You have kept my name so that you want to bring fame to me, but I want to bring fame to you. Ye tama prabhadyaste. So, like that, most of our Vedic festivals, as I said before, we all celebrate only one day. Is it in memory of that past time? We'll just talk and discuss in the evening and do arti and have feast, everything. But here, Damodarila is the only festival that is celebrated for a whole entire month. A single pastime is being celebrated for the whole entire month. And this is very much important. We have to understand this whole entire month is dedicated to the greatness of Mother Yashoda. So if you bring Krishna a little fame, he will turn and bring back you unlimited fame, lots of fame. That is one of the reason that whole month is celebrated here. And the second reason also is there. Why this Damodara Mas is collected, made for the whole entire month. Second reason is that Damodara Lila was established to show the supremacy of bhakti. So one may, we may have do a lot of sadhana and things like that, but without the Krishna's grace, we can't do. When Yashoda is trying to tie Krishna, it is like our sadhana, trying to bring this and tie, make this very short, tie here, tie there. So further sessions we will understand how much struggle Yashoda wanted to tie Krishna to the mortar, the wooden mortar. She got all the ropes from the Vrindavan, all the place from all the houses, and she tied one after the other, wanted to make him tie, but it is falling two finger short. So when Krishna saw that Yashoda was completely tired, her sweat was coming from her face, and when that sweat, when she touched Krishna's body, immediately, oh my mother, she is so struggling to tie me. Now you tie yourself. Immediately she was able to tie. So we are not just Krishna's grace. So it is not most of the spiritual progress in outside. We see karma kanda, gnana kanda, yoga, that is karma yoga, gnana yoga, ashtanga yoga, dhyana yoga, raja yoga. All these yogas, all this spiritual process completely depend upon the one's effort or one's practice, personal practice. So it only further it will lead to only a pride because I have achieved this, I am the doer. But only in the process of bhakti, the scope of becoming proud of one's practice is very, very less. Because it is not it is one person's action, it is a two-side action. Bhakta and Bhagavan is bhakti. So the attitude with the word sadhaka practices the path of bhakti, determines the Krishna's grace, our attitude that we have been discussing in our the bhakti classes. The attitude which a sadhaka practices is very much important. That determines the Krishna's grace. What kind of attitude you have, that depends upon that. So it's already 8 o'clock now. So 7:35. Sorry, it's 7:53. So and so I told there's a two important reasons, and the one more third important reason to fulfill the words of pure devotees like Narada Muni to deliver Nalakwara and Manigriva. So these are the so Krishna went out his way and want to fulfill Narada's promise, Narada's words, And these are the three important reasons for the Damodar Lila that the no ordinary person, ordinary minds can't understand. So only the devotees can help us understand all those things. So let me get to know someone has any questions. We'll do extra else we'll just end the session.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
ಪ್ರಭು ಆ,
Mhm.
ಸಂಜೆನೆ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾ ಪ್ರಭು? ಬೆಳಗ್ಗೆನೂ ಕೊಡ್ಬೋದಲ್ಲ ಘೀ ಆರತಿ?
Yes, anytime the ghee aarti can be offered. There's now no, not necessarily it should be in the evening. Any day, any part of the day, this ghee aarti or the evening ghee aarti can be offered and with the Damodar Ashtaka, and we can offer to Lord Vishnu, Lord Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu.
So thank you all for your patientful hearing. But please get on to the further sessions. Beautiful, wonderful session. You know, there's how our acharyas give explanation. The way the acharyas give explanation is amazing. I will tell you that how just by Yashoda, I'll give just to give a glimpse. Yashoda, she wanted to catch Krishna. Yashoda wanted to catch Krishna during that process of her running the how what a deep realization our acharyas explain. They speak about different aspects there. One thing which was very much I was carried away by was there was a conversation. She Yashoda was having her hair, and here she had tied this mallige mala. She this garland on just like women they way after the braiding their hair they put this cloth this fragrant flowers mala. So she was wearing that mallige mala, and there's a conversation between that mallige mala, each mallige, each mogra, each jasmine is discussing among themselves. What is the discussion? Ah, it's a wonderful. The one mogra is saying, one is saying, I should get on from the Yashoda's hair because when Yashoda was running, obviously our whole hairs and everything, there's all the mala, everything is scattered, it is coming out and it is all jumping out. So there's a conversation is happening. So one the flower is saying that I should reduce my weight from Yashoda so that she can go and catch Krishna. And other the flower is saying that ayo I should what happens if Krishna becomes angry at me that I'm giving trouble to Yashoda by being on her body. There's so much weight here. Uh, and one more flower is saying, why I should be here only? Why I should be here? Because Krishna is Supreme Personal Godhead. Yashoda don't know who Krishna is. And she wanted to chastise Krishna. I want to be here and make myself more weightful so that Yashoda is not able to go and catch Krishna. So, such a wonderful the bhava our acharyas give. So, in the further sessions, we'll understand all those things. So, thank you all for your patientful hearing. So, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.